Shouldn't have eaten something. Shouldn't have eaten something and then started the video. My bad. A Bucks fan, you say? Well, I'm a Damian Lillard fan, so I'm from Portland. So where Dame when I went, and sadly now he's out for like a year or more, recouping from his Achilles injury. So that stinks, and I feel bad for him. So Dame, if you see this, which you won't, speedy recovery. Everybody here in Portland's rooting for you, and figure out a way to get you a championship before you retire. So anyway, but this is Cybersecurity 101, you say. We talk about sports and movies sometimes. Anyway, let's get started. Hello and welcome to another Cybersecurity 101. I'm Mark Hemingway, Creative Content Director here at Archer Energy Solutions. And today we're going to talk about insider threat. I'm pretty sure you can imagine what that is, but I'm sure there's a whole bunch of different ways around it, or to bring that to light. Things that I can think of right off the bat would be somebody who's doing it on purpose, and maybe somebody who doesn't realize they're doing it on purpose. I'm just guessing. But we're going to dive into that. So as you know, I use ChatGPT to learn about these different things. So let's just go ahead and get started right away. We've got loaded in here is, what is an insider threat in cybersecurity? An insider threat is a security risk that originates from within the organization, typically involving current or former employees, contractors or partners. These individuals have authorized access and may misuse it intentionally or accidentally, like I was saying, to harm the organization's systems, data, or operations. All right, so I feel I kind of had a grasp on that. I'm sure a lot of you did too. But let's dive a little deeper into it. We'll just clarify this a little more. I feel like this is, again, we're going to kind of know the answer, but let's just go with it. What's the difference between a malicious insider and an accidental insider threat? A malicious insider threat intentionally causes harm, such as stealing data or sabotaging systems. An accidental insider causes harm unintentionally, like clicking a phishing link or misconfiguring security settings. All right, so we kind of knew that. So you got the bad people that want to do bad things, and then you've got the person that's just naive, unfortunately, and they too are considered an insider threat. Your own employees are considered an insider threat. So I usually like to save this question to the end, but maybe it'll help us with some future questions. So let's take a look at what are some real world examples of insider threats. All right, so here's 3 examples. Edward Snowden leaked classified NSA documents. That was malicious. An employee accidentally emailed sensitive data to the wrong recipient. So that was accidental. And then also there was a contractor stole client data before leaving for a competitor, and that was considered malicious. So those are some examples of what we're dealing with. Edward Snowden was almost looked at as a hero. Didn't that the whole WikiLeaks, didn't that whole thing start with his stuff? Anyway. All right, so what's the difference, and why are they difficult to, or are they difficult to detect? So why are insider threats so difficult to detect compared to external attacks? Insiders already have legitimate access, making their actions harder to distinguish from normal behavior. They often bypass perimeter defenses, right? And their motivations or mistakes may not trigger standard security alerts. Because it's just Bob over there in the corner doing his day-to-day, 9 to 5. But he's up to something. You just don't know it because he's acting the same. So they would definitely be harder to detect for sure. All right, what are the key risks? What are the big risks involved in this? What types of information or systems are most at risk from insider threats? I imagine a lot of things. Anything. Insider threats often target sensitive data like intellectual property, customer information, financial records, and login credentials. Critical systems like databases, cloud environments, and internal networks are also high risk. All right. Of course, all the stuff that, could either be sold at a price, or it's got to be valuable to somebody out there, unfortunately. Oh, the world. So there are any flags that we can look for to help us with detecting or finding these things? How can organizations identify early warning signs of insider threats? Organizations can monitor for unusual behaviors such as access outside normal hours, large data transfers, or bypassing security controls. Behavioral analytics, user activity monitoring, and regular audits help detect these signs early. So those are some things that you can use to help to make, to see like, hey, Bob doesn't normally, go to these locations or access these files, but suddenly he's been doing that quite a bit lately and making large transfers. Sorry, Bob, if your name's Bob. I'm not trying to pick on you. I just picked a name. Came up with Bob. All right, how can we securely protect ourselves? What security measures can help prevent insider threats? Key measures include enforcing least privilege access, using multi-factor authentication, and monitoring user activity. Okay. Security awareness training and strong offboarding processes also reduce insider threat risks. Okay, there you go. So just keep an eye on people. Some of them are doing it bad, so those ones, I don't know, might be easier to spot because the one that doesn't have a clue as to what he's going to do. You just got to train everybody to make sure that they know not to click on those links. Just don't click anything. When you're at work, don't click anything. When you're at home, don't click anything. I don't click anything. I don't have any fun because I don't click anything. Just kidding. So like we were saying, dealing with the training and making sure everybody's trained. Let's take a look at our next question. How does cybersecurity awareness training help reduce insider risk? I did say that right. Anyways, it educates employees on recognizing phishing, safe data handling, and proper security practices. This reduces accidental threats and encourages reporting of suspicious behavior. So you can train them to not click those links, and you can also train them to keep an eye on Bob. Sorry, Bob. All right, so our other ways of detecting, let's take a look at those. What role do monitoring and auditing play in detecting insider threats? Monitoring and auditing track user actions and system changes, helping spot anomalies and unauthorized activities. They provide visibility and accountability, making it easier to detect and investigate threats. Okay, so there you go. So there's multiple ways to keep an eye on things and to make sure that things are running smoothly, to keep an eye on, sorry, Bob, and also the employees that aren't intending to do anything wrong. They just, saw a link to a cute puppy dog that they wanted to look at. Puppies are cute. All right, last question. Let's say you suspect an insider threat. What do you do? How should organizations respond if they suspect an insider threat? Organizations should immediately isolate the affected systems, gather evidence, and conduct a thorough investigation. It's crucial to follow legal and HR procedures involving relevant stakeholders to mitigate the impact and prevent future harm. Okay, there you go. So, you know what to do, how to look out for them, if they're bad. And we got to train the ones to make sure that they know not to click on stuff. So that was good. I think, even though a lot of that was, I don't know, maybe I've heard a lot more being used, insider threats. And maybe that's why I knew a little bit more. Maybe you didn't know any of that. That's great. There's a lot of these that I'm just like, oh, I have no idea about this. So sometimes I get lucky and I know a little bit about one of the topics. Anyway. All right. Well, thank you for once again joining me for another episode of Cybersecurity 101. As usual, you can put comments down below in the YouTube description. Let me know if there's a topic that you want me to cover. Let me know if there's more to this that I didn't cover that would be eye-opening for us. Per the usual, you can follow us on our socials, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And of course, on our Facebook page, our YouTube page, that's our YouTube page, at Archer you. And until next time, bye.
You can catch new episodes every Thursday. Follow us on YouTube at ArcherU. Like, subscribe, and click the bell notification to be notified when a new episode has been released. Is there a question or a topic you'd like Mark to address on an upcoming episode of Cybersecurity 101? Leave them in the comments below and check back in every Thursday for a brand new episode.